Every summer, while most American kids are scrolling, streaming, or swiping, another world exists, hidden in plain sight. A world where time seems to pause, where families build barns instead of binging shows, where children spend summer not in malls, but in meadows. This is the Amish summer. But what really happens when the school doors close in Amish country? What do their children do, their families build, and their communities create during these sacred months of sunshine? Stay with me as we enter a world where tradition breathes, simplicity thrives, and every summer tells a story worth hearing. The end of the Amish school year isn't met with fireworks or beach parties, but with quiet anticipation. Amish children, often finishing school around the 8th grade, don't count the days to video games. They count them to real responsibility. Their summer begins with chores, not as punishment but as a rite of passage. Milking cows at dawn, helping siblings dress for the day, learning to bake by memory, not recipe. Because in the Amish world, summer isn't a break, it's an apprenticeship. But this transition isn't just about labor. There's a deeper reason these tasks are taught in summer. And it starts with the family project that waits at every doorstep. Every Amish family chooses a summer project. For some, it's constructing a new chicken coop. For others, it's expanding the barn. And for many, it's the deeply symbolic quilting bee. These aren't just tasks, they're testaments to skill, to unity, to perseverance. Here, a child doesn't just help, they become part of something lasting. A fence built this summer will guard livestock for years. A quilt stitched by 10 fingers will warm generations. Imagine the pride of knowing at age 12 your hands helped build a home. But as the project takes shape, something more begins to unfold. A tradition passed down, not in books, but in blood. Summer is when Amish families dive deeper into their customs, from canning over 100 jars of peaches to old-fashioned Sunday singing gatherings where romance and community intertwine quietly beneath the stars. These moments aren't accidents, they're anchors. In a world spinning faster by the day, the Amish cling to what many of us have forgotten: rituals that root us. But these traditions aren't just about the past. They prepare the youth for a future decision that will change everything. Because once summer ends, some young Amish face a season not of farming, but of freedom. And it's a freedom that could cost them everything. Not all Amish teens stay the course. When they turn 16, many enter Rumspringa, an unspoken rite that permits them to taste the modern world. It's a time of risk, temptation, and soul-searching. They may trade their straw hats for ball caps, their buggies for pickups, their hymns for headphones. Some return, some never do. And parents, they don't beg, bribe, or block. They pray and wait. Because in Amish culture, faith isn't forced, it's chosen. But for those who return, there is one summer event that binds them forever, in a way that's rarely seen by outsiders. If there is one moment that defines the Amish summer, it's the barn raising. Dozens of families. One day, no machines, just men, hammers, and unity. It's not just about wood or nails, it's about willpower, about community rising, literally, together. Even teenagers who've tasted the outside world often return for this. Why? Because there's something magnetic about watching your people work with one heart. You see old men climbing rafters with agility, boys side by side with fathers, meals served by women who've been cooking since 3 a.m., singing as they serve. But behind every barn raised, there's a deeper story, one that doesn't involve buildings, but beliefs. In the Amish world, faith is not preached, it is practiced. Their summer is filled with tasks, yes, but each chore is a chance to connect with God. When a boy learns to shoe a horse, it's not just skill, it's stewardship. When a girl plants rows of beans, it's not just gardening, it's gratitude. And in those quiet dawns when the world is still, they believe God is closest. How often do we slow down long enough to listen? But as summer draws to a close, the Amish celebrate something that many families have lost: a reunion of purpose. Late summer is a time of reunion. Cousins who've spent weeks apart, elders who pass on tales of old, families that reflect not on vacations, but on values. While others chase destinations, the Amish chase connection. They don't count miles traveled, they count meals shared. And here's what's stunning: in a world that often breaks apart during summer, Amish families grow tighter. What would your summer look like if every moment was designed to draw you closer to the ones you love? Amish summers may seem dominated by the visible. Barns raised, fields plowed, but it's the quiet strength of women that truly holds the season together. From sunrise to dusk, they are the architects of rhythm. They preserve over 50 jars of fruit in a single afternoon, sew dresses with no patterns, and teach daughters not just how to cook, but how to care. These women don't demand praise. They don't post it online, but they shape the heart of the home, with hands that never stop giving. And hidden within their work is one of the most sacred moments of the Amish summer, a tradition that no man leads, yet every family honors. When women gather in summer, it's often for quilting circles, quiet sanctuaries of creativity and connection. Each patch is more than fabric, it's memory. Stitched together are scraps from wedding dresses, baby clothes, and years gone by. These gatherings aren't just for craft, they're for counsel. Mothers talk of raising children. Daughters learn of marriage, faith, and resilience. A finished quilt is a story with no words, and a promise that no thread will be wasted. But just as hands move in harmony here, so too do hearts come together for one of the most anticipated and little-known summer traditions of all. Every other Sunday, Amish youth gather, not for parties, not for phones, but for something far more meaningful. Singing. It's more than melody. It's matchmaking. It's memory-making. It's tradition. Boys arrive by buggy. Girls bring pie. They sit, sing, and smile. But it's not just flirtation, it's formation. Here, relationships are planted, and future families may quietly take root. But while youth gather for music, another group gathers for something even older, an event where no technology exists, but the wisdom passed down is eternal. Summer offers time for the elders to pass down more than stories. They pass down identity. There are no lectures here, just quiet talks, parables, warnings. They speak of droughts and floods survived, of sons lost and faith regained. And younger generations, they listen, because here age means authority earned. In our world, we scroll past the old. In theirs, they sit with them. But even as stories are passed down, something else is rising beneath the soil, something that will challenge everything the Amish believe about seasons, survival, and change. Each summer, the outside world creeps closer. Tourists come with cameras, billboards rise on county roads, the hum of technology grows louder, and the question hangs heavy: how long can the old ways hold? The heat isn't just in the sun, it's in the pressure to change. But here's what's remarkable: the Amish don't just resist modernity, they redefine it on their own terms. And they do it through one powerful tradition that quietly strengthens their resilience every summer. While the world races forward, the Amish spend summer intentionally fasting, not from food, but from distraction. No screens, no noise, just presence. In silence, they hear God clearer. In simplicity, they find power. Could you go a summer without streaming, scrolling, or swiping? They do it every year. But this discipline prepares them for something even bigger, a moment of decision that redefines their future every year. By late summer, those who return from Rumspringa face a crossroads: to be baptized or not. This isn't symbolic, it's a commitment. A vow to community, to God, to obedience. Once made, there's no turning back. And for parents, there's no prouder nor more terrifying day. But for those who choose baptism, the community responds in a way so pure, so united, it would make any outsider wonder, what are we missing? When a youth returns and is baptized, it's as if the whole village exhales. There's no party hats or DJ, just hugs, hymns, and homemade pie. It's joy in its simplest form, because this isn't just a return to home, it's a return to purpose. In the Amish world, you aren't just welcomed, you are woven back into the fabric of the family. But as the golden light of August fades, there is one more ritual left, one that seals the summer's legacy. Harvest isn't a task, it's a testament. Everything planted in spring, nurtured in summer, now yields fruit, literally and symbolically. It's a mirror of life itself. What you sow, you reap. What you water, grows. And as baskets fill with produce, hearts fill with pride, not because of what they've gathered, but who they've become. And as the barns fill, one question remains: what will the next generation carry forward? In the Amish world, legacy isn't written in books, it's engraved in habit, heritage, and hands. Every summer teaches the next generation how to be rooted in faith, in family, in fortitude. Because when the storms of life come, and they will come, the Amish don't fear collapse. They've spent each summer building their foundation. What are you building this summer? In the heart of summer, when the sun is high and the days are long, the Amish community comes together for one of their most revered traditions, the barn raising. This isn't just about constructing a building, it's about building community. It's a testament to their unwavering belief in mutual aid and shared responsibility. As beams are lifted and walls are erected, something deeper is being built, a bond that transcends the physical structure. But what happens when the barn is complete? How do they celebrate this monumental achievement? Once the barn stands tall, the community gathers to celebrate. It's not just a feast, it's a communal affirmation of their shared values and collective effort. The air is filled with laughter, hymns, and the aroma of home-cooked meals. It's a moment of gratitude, a pause to acknowledge the strength found in unity. In a world that often celebrates individual achievement, the Amish remind us of the power of togetherness. But as the summer draws to a close, there's one final tradition that encapsulates the essence of Amish life. What is it? And why is it so significant? As the days shorten and the cool breeze signals the end of summer, the Amish take time for reflection. It's a period of introspection, where families gather to discuss the lessons learned, the challenges faced, and the blessings received. This isn't just about looking back, it's about preparing for the future with renewed purpose and faith. In their simplicity, they find profound wisdom, but how do these traditions influence the next generation? What lessons do the youth carry forward? The Amish believe in the importance of passing down traditions. Elders take the time to teach the younger generation the skills and values that have sustained their community for centuries. From quilting to woodworking, from storytelling to farming techniques, these traditions are more than just activities. They are the fabric of their identity. In a rapidly changing world, the Amish hold steadfast to the timeless practices that define them. But what happens when these traditions face challenges? How do the Amish adapt while staying true to their roots? Modernity presents challenges to the Amish way of life. The allure of technology, the pace of societal change, and the pressures of the outside world can be overwhelming. Yet the Amish approach these challenges with discernment. They evaluate each new influence through the lens of their values, deciding what aligns with their beliefs and what threatens their way of life. It's a delicate balance between embracing progress and preserving tradition. So, how do the Amish navigate this delicate balance? What guiding principles do they rely on? At the core of the Amish response to modernity are their guiding principles: faith, community, humility, and simplicity. Before adopting any new practice or technology, they engage in communal discussions, seek counsel from elders, and pray for guidance. It's a collective discernment process that ensures any change aligns with their core values. In their collective decision-making, they find strength and clarity. As we conclude this journey into the heart of Amish summer traditions, ask yourself, in a world filled with distractions and rapid change, how can you cultivate simplicity, community, and purpose in your own life? So, what does an Amish summer really look like? It's not a vacation, it's not a season of escape. It's a sacred chapter, a time for building, bonding, and becoming. Where others see chores, they see purpose. Where others chase noise, they seek silence. While the world scrolls through fleeting moments, the Amish craft memories that will outlive them. They don't just pass time. They pass down values. They don't follow trends. They follow truth. In every fence they mend, every pie they bake, every hymn they sing under the summer sky, there's a reminder. You don't need more to live better. You just need meaning. You just need intentionality. Before this summer slips away, ask yourself, what are you building? What memories will you leave behind? Let this be the summer you simplify, the summer you slow down, the summer you reconnect with faith, with family, with purpose, because the richest seasons are the ones you live with your whole heart. If this story moved you, if it stirred something ancient and true within you, don't forget to like, subscribe. Share this with someone who needs a slower pace and a deeper connection. More stories from hidden worlds are just around the corner. Join us